What's up, hockey fans? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are ready for the weekend of week 7 because we got a bunch of games going on this week. We got 2 tonight, 15 tomorrow, and then 1 Sunday. So we're going to talk about the schedule and take a little sneak peek at my thoughts. And maybe if you got some thoughts, leave them down in the comments. First up, we've got the Winnipeg Jets at the Pittsburgh Penguins. The league leading Winnipeg Jets going to Pittsburgh. This one could be a slaughter because Pittsburgh is playing like straight trash right now, and the Winnipeg Jets show no signs of really slowing down pretty much at all. But yeah, this one, I'm not expecting a good one pretty much whatsoever. But hey, if there's one team and an underdog you can kind of put money on, it's Sidney Crosby and the Pittsburgh Penguins. But am I expecting it? Not really. Next up, we got the Buffalo Sabres at the Anaheim Ducks. The Buffalo Sabres, I want to say they're turning this thing around. I really want to, but I can't do it just yet. They got to show me something. They're starting to look better, but I'm not sure if I can buy it or not. The Anaheim Ducks, on the other hand, they're still rebuilding. I really am not interested in watching the Ducks play at all. I mean, that's just be real. I'm a Sharks fan. I'm sorry, Ducks fans, but I will be watching because the Buffalo Sabres will have a back-to-back, and they're playing my San Jose Sharks Saturday night. Speaking of Saturday, let's jump over and talk about Saturday's matchups. First up, we got the Chicago Blackhawks at the Philadelphia Flyers. This is the first matchup between these two this year. The Flyers are on a 2-game losing streak. Right now, they're 5-4-1 in their last 10 games. The Blackhawks, they're 4-6-0 in their last 10 games. They just took down the Florida Panthers last night. That one was a good one and an unexpected one, to be perfectly honest with you guys. This is the Matvei Michkov and Conor Bedard matchup that we all hope and want to see. We fully expect to be lots of matches like this in the future, but this is the first one. Michkov, he's got 6 goals, 9 assists, and 15 points so far this year. To Conor Bedard's 3 goals, 12 points, and 15 points of his own. Conor Bedard needs to really turn this thing on because the sophomore slump is looking for real right now for Conor. Next up, we got the Minnesota Wild at the Calgary Flames. The Wild, they're 7-2-1 in their last 10 games, and they're rocking a 2.3 goals against average right now. The Flames, they're 5-3-2 in their last 10 games. They just took down the Rangers last night and almost put up 50 shots against those Rangers and Shesterkin. They had 49, but we'll call it 50. They took down the Rangers, man. That's looking for real. Calgary Flames, you guys need to stop playing with me and stop playing with your fans. Are you guys for real or not? Because I want to believe, but then again, I don't know. We'll see. Kaprizov, he's on an 11-game point streak. He's got 4 goals, 3 assists, and 7 points in his last 5 games. Next up, we got the Seattle Kraken at the LA Kings. This is the first matchup between these two Pacific Division teams this year. The Kraken, they're 5-5-0 in their last 10 games, winning 5 out of 6 at home this past 2 weeks. The only loss they had came to the Rangers. The Kings, they're 5-4-1 in their last 10. Both of these teams are tied in 9th place with a 2.75 goals against average, and I fully expect Joey Decord and Darcy Kemper to be in net for these teams on Saturday. Joey Decord just walking away with that number 1 position, ain't he, Kraken fan? I know it, you know it. It's looking pretty good for the Kraken right now, as of late anyways. Could this be the turnaround that Kraken fans are hoping for? I kind of hope it is. Kings fans, enjoy your dubs. You've had them so far. We'll see who comes out on top Saturday night. Next up, we got the Colorado Avalanche and the Florida Panthers going at it down in Florida. A heavyweight fight. This is a big heavyweight fight. Both of these teams could easily meet in the Stanley Cup this year. The Avalanche are 6-4 in their last 10. The Panthers are 6-4 in their last 10 as well. This could come down to special teams. Colorado's power play is ranked 4th in the league, and Florida's PK comes in at 10th in the league. Pretty tight-knit special teams for both these teams. Colorado has 3 players in the top 10 across the league right now in scoring with McKinnon, Makar, and Rantanen. Who starts in net for Colorado? That's the big question for me. Mikko Rantanen, he's got 5 goals, 3 assists, and 10 points in his last 5 games. Sam Reinhart, he's got 4 goals, 3 assists, and 7 points in his last 5 games. Next up, we got the Vegas Golden Knights at the Montreal Canadiens. The Knights, they're 5-4-1 in their last 10. The Habs are 3-6-1 in their last 10. The Habs look like hot garbage. The Vegas Golden Knights do not. Vegas is starting to kind of get that steam going in the middle of the year right now. So Vegas could be extremely dangerous going into the next 2 weeks, and this could be the game to set them off because, like I said, the Habs are hot garbage right now. The Habs, they need to stay out of the penalty box because they're playing the Knights, who have the second-ranked power play in the league right now with 30.8%. I fully expect this one to be a high-scoring game, no doubt about it. Then we have the Vancouver Canucks at the Ottawa Senators. The Canucks are 5-5-0 in their last 10. The Sens are 3-6-1 in their last 10. Pettersson, he's kind of on a little bit of heater right now. He's got 3 goals, 3 assists in his last 5 games. The Canucks, they're struggling at home. Hopefully, being on the road, maybe we'll turn this thing around. Quinn Hughes still looks like Quinn Hughes, Norris Trophy candidate, winner, all that. He still looks pretty damn good. The Canucks, though, they need to really start hammering this thing down right now if they really want to make a push to the playoffs coming up after Thanksgiving. Then we got the Boston Bruins at the Detroit Red Wings, an original 6 matchup. New head coach Joe Sacco is looking for win number 2. He got his first win last night. The Bruins are 5-3-2 in their last 10. A record good enough to get Jim Montgomery fired this past week. Come on, Bruins fans. You know that was a brutal firing. Let me know down in the comments if you think Joe Sacco is the answer for your Boston Bruins. The Red Wings, they're 4-5-1 in their last 10 games, and that's a good enough record to keep head coach Lalonde employed. I'm sorry, Red Wings fans, but yeah, he might be on the chopping block next, and I think you guys will agree with that 100%. Next up, we got the Dallas Stars at the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Stars are 6-4-0 in their last 10, and they have a league-leading 2.33 goals against average. They got a big win against the Minnesota Wild last week, a Central Division matchup. That one was a banger of a game. The Lightning, they're 5-3-2 in their last 10 games with a 3.0 goals against average. The Lightning, they did get a big win against the Devils last weekend, 4-0. Mason Marchment is on a super heater right now. 4 goals, 6 assists, 10 points in his last 5 games. Kucherov, he's got 1 goal, 6 assists in his last 5 games. Next up, we got the Utah Hockey Club at the Pittsburgh Penguins. Bring your pillow. I really don't expect this one to be a good one at all. I'll watch if I can, but I probably won't. I'll probably pass out, to be perfectly honest with you guys. Utah is 3-5-2 in their last 10. The Pens are 4-3-3 in their last 10. The Pens have got some major issues. Most likely, it's a goalie situation for me. I have no idea who the hell is going to be in net for the Pittsburgh Penguins. It's tough for goalies in Pittsburgh right now. Just ask Tristan Jarry. Then we got the New Jersey Devils at the Washington Capitals. A big metropolitan matchup. These two have met twice already, and both have 1 win apiece, and both were high-scoring games. They'll meet again on November 30th, so this one should really set the table. The Devils are 7-3-0 in their last 10 with a 2.64 goals against average. The Capitals are 6-3-1 in their last 10 with a 2.74 goals against average. The Caps, they will be without Alex Ovechkin for at least 4 to 6 weeks. He did fracture his left fibula this past week against the Utah Hockey Club. Jasper Bratt is having a nice little 5-game stretch himself. He's got 5 goals, 3 assists, and 8 points in his last 5 games. Ovechkin, he was leading the way for scoring for the Washington Capitals before his injury with 7 goals, 2 assists, and 9 points. The Caps, they did just lose last night, so I don't know. This could be a really, really intense game coming up. Then we have the Carolina Hurricanes at the Columbus Blue Jackets, another Metropolitan matchup. The Hurricanes are 7-3-0 in their last 10 with a 2.42 goals against average. The Blue Jackets are 3-6-1 in their last 10 games. The Blue Jackets are having a rough go at it this year. Let's just be perfectly honest. It's not looking good in Columbus, but hey, they did play a good Tampa Bay Lightning team, and that one went the distance. Martin H's, he continues to stay hot with 3 goals, 4 assists, and 7 points in his last 5 games. I fully expect the Carolina Hurricanes to walk away and walk all over the Columbus Blue Jackets. Next up, we got a Central Division matchup that I want to say was going to be good, but the way the Nashville Predators are playing right now, I highly doubt it. The Jets are 8-2-0 in their last 10 as of this recording with a 2.42 goals against, with a number 1 ranked power play in the league with a 35.7%. That power play is looking crazy good right now. The Preds, they are 3-5-2, and I'm honestly surprised Burnett still has a job. I don't know how he hasn't been fired yet. I honestly think he might be the next one to get it after this weekend. They got shut out by the Kraken this past week 3-0, and they started that game off with a rough penalty for not having the right lineup on the ice. The Preds, they are at a 3.2 goals against average, but what's interesting about that is Yossi Saros is playing at a .916 save percentage and a 2.52 goals against. So the Preds, they're just getting outscored. They have good goaltending, but it's it's the team in front of them that is losing the games for them. Mark Scheifele, he snagged himself a hat trick this past week. He's got 5 goals, 1 assist, and 6 points in his last 5 games. The Preds, they're 31st in the league for goals for. Yikes, Preds fans. Next up, we got the St. Louis Blues at the Islanders. The Blues, they're 4-5-1 in their last 10. The Islanders are 4-3-3 in their last 10. Robert Thomas is back in the lineup for the St. Louis Blues, and I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, this game does not interest me one bit. The Islanders, they're fizzling. They're looking pretty damn average like always. The Blues, they're bouncing back, and they're bouncing in between injuries, so I really could care less. They just beat my Sharks last night. I'm just being salty with it. That's the truth of the matter, but this one, I don't really expect this one to be any kind of good game, but hey, you might be surprised with this one coming up Saturday night. Then we have the Buffalo Sabres at my San Jose Sharks. The Sharks are putting Jumbo Joe Thornton, it's number 19 in the rafters. They're retiring it. The man deserves it, and he is for sure a first ballot Hall of Famer. The Sharks were off to a rough start this year, but they started turning it around a little bit, to be honest. They're 3-4-3 in their last 10. Their goaltending struggling a little bit. I will be honest, I watched them pretty intensely. I'm not a fan of the goaltending, but Sharks rookie goalie or future goalie Yaroslav Askarov got the start against St. Louis, where he looked pretty damn good, and it's got me pretty excited for the future for the San Jose Sharks. He lost in a shootout, but hey, those things happen. He had a good game. It wasn't that great the first 11 seconds in the game, but hey, those things happen from time to time. The Sabres, we'll see how they do after they play. They're coming off a back-to-back. They should be playing the Ducks Friday night. Oh, they will be playing the Ducks Friday night, so we'll see how they do going into this one. The Sharks better put on a damn good performance for Jumbo Joe Thornton. And my boy Macklin Celebrini, he's still looking crazy good and crazy entertaining to watch for the Sharks. Sharks fans, let me know how you're feeling about Celebrini and all our rookies over there in San Jose. Then the last game of the night is the New York Rangers at the Edmonton Oilers. The Rangers are 7-3-0 in their last 10. They're rocking a 2.41 goals against average. The Oilers are rocking a 6-3-1 in their last 10 with a 3.10 goals against average. Goaltending is always going to be an issue for me for the Edmonton Oilers, and I keep hearing rumblings about it from other Oilers fans. I told you guys the goaltending was going to be an issue. This one should be a really good one. The New York Rangers have been smashing through the West Coast. They did lose a tough one to the Calgary Flames, but they have been making their wave through the West Coast, racking up points. So this one should be a really good one going forward. All right, that's a lot of games. We do have one more game on Sunday, and it's the Utah Hockey Club at the Toronto Maple Leafs. This one's on the NHL Network. I probably won't be able to watch this one legally. I will try my best to watch this one. But yeah, Toronto, they're sitting at the top of the Atlantic right now. Maple Leafs fans, you got to be feeling good about your squad right now without Austin Matthews. Pretty crazy to see how the Leafs are doing. If you guys agree with my assessment or you have your own thoughts, do me a favor, leave me a comment down there and do your boy a solid. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, come back, tell me I was smoking something, calling your team out after this weekend's games, because, hey, I love conversing hockey with you, and hey, if your team's better than what I say they are, congratulations. Every team's better than my team right now, unfortunately. But yeah, you guys have a good weekend. Enjoy the hockey, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, hockey fans.